Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ozark Outpost in Dixon, Missouri. This is the Commonwealth, July 1942. Great Britain. Oh, there we are. Great Britain started with, I believe it was 28 in their bank. Spent 10 on a fighter, 6 on 2 infantry, another 6 on a medium tank, and 4 on an artillery. So that makes 10, 16, 26. They saved 2 pounds for next turn. India began with 23 in its bank. India really has gotten to the point where with just 2 minor factories, they have more money every turn than they can spend because they can only place so many units. They've bought an infantry for 3, a marine for 4, a Gurkha for 4. So that's 11, leaves them 12 rupees for next turn. And you see this little guy here. This is the Special Operations Chindit marker. That can be placed under any existing infantry in any originally possessed territory. The Chindits were raiders. They were the long-range desert group and SAS of the jungle. They went deep into Japanese territory, primarily in Burma, and raided, disrupted their supply lines, destroyed railways, so on and so forth. Anzac, through the Commonwealth Air Training Program, has purchased a tactical bomber for 9. Since they got the 2 IPP discount, that was all of their money. Canada has bought a transport for 7 and an infantry for 3, and they have $3 left over for their next turn. Great Britain still has its 1 tech roll. And they are going to try to finish improved factories. They need a 7. And they missed it with a 6. Okay, for combat, I'll start down here with India. I think we can see everything there. For combat, the Indian Ocean Squadron here, which is, I looked away from where I had the pointer and it slipped. The Indian Ocean Squadron there is an escort carrier with a fighter, a battleship, destroyer, a heavy cruiser, and 2 transports. They are going to load this marine and this light tank here from Calcutta, and they are coming down here to invade Sumatra and try to take that back. Now, there's a Japanese submarine in the sea zone here, so the fighter from the escort carrier is going to go on combat air patrol, and the destroyer is going to join him in an attack on that submarine. And then the battleship and the heavy cruiser will each have a bombardment shot at the defending militia. Then over here, I have to back up a little bit. Alright, that's about the best I can get it there. Okay, out here in the English Channel, we have two transports defended by two coastal defense ships. From London, London, there we are. From London, 3 infantry and an artillery and the 1st Commando Brigade and their commander are going across here to invade Normandy. The commander and the 1st Commando Brigade do not take up any space on the transports. They get to ride for free. Supporting them, there is a strategic bomber who is going to be escorted by 2 fighters who's going to go over here and carpet bomb the German defenders in advance of the amphibious landing. The fighters are going along as escort just in case the Germans decide to scramble these 2 fighters from Paris to go out there and challenge them. There's also a fighter here at the Midlands that's going over in support of the amphibious landing. So he'll not be an escort. Then also to join this landing, Canada is going to send their Marine over on this transport escorted by this destroyer. They can go 1, 2, 3 and be able to make the landing there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do this now. This medium bomber is combat moving to this sea zone out here to go on combat air patrol. The Germans have advanced submarines now, so they may try to build some of those and break them out into the Atlantic. So he's establishing a blocking position here. If I thought about putting him over here in the English Channel, I think you can, well, let me tilt down a little bit there. I thought about putting him in a blocking position here in the English Channel, but if I do that, that puts him within range of these German jet fighters here in Berlin. They'd have the range to get out there and be able to get back to Western Germany or Holland, either one, to land. So I don't want to have to assign fighters out here. Well, I suppose if these fighters survive, they could scramble out here to support him, but I don't want to get involved in all that mess. So we're just going to make our blocking position over there. And then over here, this medium bomber from Scotland is coming out into this sea zone to go on combat air patrol for the same purpose, to establish a blocking position here in case the U-boats want to try to break out into the Atlantic along the northern route. Let's see, why is that sitting there? Honestly, I don't know why they're sitting there. They shouldn't be there. Excuse me. Okay, that... Oh yeah, there's one more. That's all our combat moves here. I'm not going to try any strategic bombing at this time because the Germans have too many defending fighters that can intercept. Now, down here in the mid, this fleet from out here is going 1, 2 in here to attack the Italian fleet. I misstated something on a previous Italian turn. These fighters and this tactical bomber cannot come out and provide air cover. Well, the tactical bomber wouldn't be able to anyway. There's no airfield here for the fighters to scramble from. So they're stuck on land. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, that's all of our combat moves. So we'll just start right here with the second battle of the Mediterranean. And, well, let's see. Let's give you a rundown on what's involved in the battle first before we go run away. The British are attacking with an escort carrier carrying a tactical bomber, another escort carrier with a fighter, a battleship, a battleship, 2 battle cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers, 3 destroyers, and a torpedo boat destroyer. And they do have a commander in support, so all of those units are going to be +1 on their attack. Now, defending, the Italians have 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 2 destroyers, 2 submarines, and a coastal submarine. And they also have a commander with them, so they'll be +1 on defense. So that's kind of a wash, but we'll see how it works out. Be right back. Okay, as you can see there, the Italian fleet is gone. It's been destroyed. Their commander also lost on his escape roll and went down with his fleet. The British lost their torpedo boat destroyer, all of their destroyers, 1 heavy cruiser, and took a damage on their battleship. So we'll have to get the battleship over there to the shipyard at Gibraltar so he can get repaired. Because let me look real quick. I don't believe ports can do repair, but let me check on that real quick. Let's see here. No, I'm not seeing anything there about it. No, ports cannot be used to repair capital ships, so he'll have to get over there to Gibraltar. All right, now we'll turn this way. And do the action there in Normandy. As I said before, the strategic bomber from London, escorted by 2 fighters in London, are going to go in for a carpet bombing attack. And the German needs to make his decision. He says no, he is not going to try to intercept the bombing mission. He's going to save his fighters to scramble in defense of the invasion, because he doesn't think the strategic bomber will be able to take all those units out. Okay, the strategic bomber got 1 hit that the Germans took on the militia. Now the amphibious assault's going in. If we remember, that's going to be 3 infantry and an artillery and the 1st Commando Brigade, supported by a commander and this fighter right here, and then of course the Canadians are bringing their Marine over, and I believe, nope, coastal defense ships, yeah, a coastal defense ship, they can get, each one of them can get a shore bombardment on a 3, so we'll see how that goes. Well, the old coastal defense ships got in there for a hit and killed a German mech. So they just have the 1 mechanized infantry and the 2 scrambling fighters from Paris in defense. Okay, as you can see there, the invasion was successful. The Germans did not score any hits. Well, I'll take that back. In the first round of air combat, one of the German fighters did get an air superiority hit on the British fighter. And then after the first round of combat, when it went 2 rounds, but after the first round, when they saw things weren't going to go well, the 2 German fighters, let's see now, can just part of your force retreat. Let's see, how does that work? Can you retreat with just part of your forces in the middle of a battle and leave part of them behind to finish the battle? Let me check on that. Okay, you cannot retreat with just part of your force. It's all or none. So we had a little more fighting. 2 of the British infantry and an artillery were killed, and then the 2 fighters were shot down. So that's taken care of that. Since Normandy has been liberated, off camera, I'm moving France up 1 and Germany down 1. Okay. Now we twist this way down to Southeast Asia here, and I forgot to mention a combat the Indians are going to do. I also have to correct a misstatement from their previous turn. This stack of Gurkhas right here in Siam, supported by 1 of these medium bombers, is going down here to attack Saigon. And then, of course, we're going to have the attack on the... Let's move this over here. We're going to have the attack on the Japanese submarine by the fighter on combat air patrol and the destroyer, and then the amphibious invasion here by this Marine and that light tank. We hope with shore bombardment shots from a battleship and a heavy cruiser. So we'll do the action on Sumatra first. Alright, now I'll get this corrected here. I forgot a couple of things. The commander from Calcutta is going along with them, and they also picked up a Gurkha from Burma to go along with them. Now we'll get this done. The submarine was killed and missed with his return shot, so now we'll have shore bombardment. The heavy cruiser did it with his shore bombardment shot. Took out the militias, so it was an unopposed landing. Off camera, I'm moving India up 2 and Japan down 2. Okay, now we'll have the battle down there in Saigon. Well, they got in there and did the job and liberated Saigon for loss of 1 Indian infantry. The medium bomber non-combat moved back to Siam. Okay, so off camera, the French have another liberated territory, so they go up 1 more. Japan goes down 1 more. Now we'll get into some non-combat moves. Yes, all combats are done. Okay. I am playing the reinforcement of captured bases rule. There is an air base here on Sumatra. So this medium bomber flies out there. 1, 2, 3. This tactical bomber, 1, 2, 3, 4, also out to Sumatra. And we're going to non-combat move these 2 fighters down here to Malay. Land them there at Singapore. I'm trying to hurry up and finish this turn because I wasn't paying attention. My battery's just about gone. This tactical bomber is going 1, 2, 3, 4 to land at Ceylon. The Australians down here are moving their battle cruiser up here to join the Anzac Squadron. This Marine is going to strategic rail up there to Queensland to join that artillery. Okay, non-combat moves. Won't be any non-combat moves for the Brits or the Canadians. No. Place units. Okay, Anzac built their tactical bomber in Canada with the air training program, and it's now being lend-lease delivered to them. So it's coming into that major port there at Queensland. India, I'm just going to say these real quick because I'm really afraid this battery's about to go. The Chindit marker is going under this infantry in Burma. That was an originally possessed zone. The Gurkha is going here to Bengal. It can be placed in any Indian territory. And then the Marine at Calcutta and the infantry over here at Bombay at those 2 minor factories. And then over here for the British, the fighter is going to the Midlands. Let's see. No, the fighter's going to go to London. The Midlands minor can produce 3 units. So the medium tank, the artillery, and 1 infantry will go there. The remaining infantry will go to London. Okay. And then the Canadians will build their transport here and their infantry here in Ottawa. And now we collect money. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't give Japan their wartime economy roll. I'm just going to have to do that off camera. Great Britain is at 22, plus it gets its 6 bonus, plus the 2 they saved will make them 30 for next turn. India is at 17, plus 12 they saved from last turn is 29, plus their 2 bonus will be 31. Anzac is at 7, plus 2 bonus will give them 9. Canada is at 5, they saved 3 is 8, plus their 2 bonus will give them 10. And like I say, I'm going to have to, well, let me just try to do it here real quick. Wait a minute, did I give them? What do they got there? 44. No, I must have gave them their roll. Okay, never mind. Ozark Outpost, over and out.